Saturday afternoon, friends and neighbors. Tesuiji at the desk, showing up twice today. First with these, the Saturday Scouts, and then in 2 hours' time with the grandest salami JPBO first year draft for 2040. I am once again back at the Shinagawa Prince Hotel, not really, just in the universe, to reveal who is going where in the J. In the online league I play. So, this is the Hofdorp Pioneers defending Holland Series champions. I keep thinking it's 2028. No, it's 2027. Sheesh. We are hitting all of our goals at this point. Favorites to win the championship. Boss Krokendonk has been amazing in right field, and he can only get better. We hit our attendance goal. We're hitting our budget. Staff's looking pretty decent. I'm feeling confident, but anything can happen. This is basically a rematch of last year's postseason with the team positions reversed. Or almost a repeat. We're once again playing Busum, HCAW. Neptunus is playing the Penguins. Yeah, it is identical to last year. So same matchups, just the home and away are different. So let's get started. Austin Warner on the bump up against Kai Timmermans. Warner having a rough season. Eager to see how this lineup looks, especially with Breivik Valera and Tatum Levens. Jakey Josefa, fantastic debut in Honkball Hoofdklasse, and he can only get better. So, lineup intro time. Let's do it. Batting first, the first baseman, number 16, Jonathan Scope. Batting second, the left fielder, number 6, Breivik Valera. Batting third, the right fielder, number 21, Boss Krokendonk. Batting fourth, the center fielder, number 30, Tyrell Mercado. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 9, Gideon Marlin. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 25, Brian Coppers. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 14, Tatum Levens. Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 0, Jakey Josefa. Batting ninth, the second baseman, number 31, Terrence Hamskirk. Today's starting pitcher, the left-hander, number 86, Austin Warner. Packed crowd here at Sport Park Pioneers in Hofdorp. Right near Schiphol, if you know anything about Amsterdam. Josefa watches this first one sail into center field. Delano Salasa standing at first. Victor Dreyer, the 1-0. Coppers will just hold on to it. Full count on the way to Dreyer. Fly ball to right. Krokendonk makes the grab. Salasa holds. That's one away. WBC hero Ray Patrick Ditter. Grounded to first. Easy scoop by Scope. And that'll bring up Marnix Rubin. Runner at third, 2 down. Warner deals. Grounded to short. Josefa's got this one. And the run is stranded. Austin Warner gets through the first inning. Timmermans, 31 years old from Rotterdam. Has not allowed a home run in each of his last 2 seasons and led Honkball Hoofdklasse in strikeouts this year. Having an impressive season for HCAW. Won a championship in 2025. The real Honkball Hoofdklasse champion postseason is going on. I'm pretty sure HCAW finished top in the league. I'll have to double check. Baseball International over on YouTube has the deets. Breivik Valera, grounder to second. Easy stop there for Van Hemert. Here's Krokendonk. Line shot to center. Giandro Trump makes the grab. Oh. Apologies, something got stuck there. Lazy line drive right back to Warner. Here's Skipper, the left fielder. Full count on the way from Warner. Called strike 3. Here's Giandro Trump, brother of Chadwick. Grounded to second. 1, 2, 3 innings. Still scoreless as Tyrell Mercado. Lost this to center field. It'll be the first hit of the game for the hometown Pioneers. Leadoff single. Mercado steals on the first pitch. And now Marlin has a runner in scoring position. As he drills this to right center field, that's going to hit the wall and make a crazy hop. That could be 3. Nope, it's a double. Still 1-0 Hofdorp. Coppers. Called strike 3. Slider from Timermans. Changeup is his best pitch, but that slider looks like it did some damage. Levens, still looking for his first home run of the season. Sharply hit to first for the second out of the inning. Ray Patrick Ditter makes the play. Josefa will ground out the same way, and it'll just be the 1 run, the RBI double by Gideon Marlin. As the Pioneers in flight. Here's Remco van Hemert, the second baseman. Scoop by Marlin for the first out. Vetterings, the DH. Fly ball to center. Mercado brings it in. Selasa popped up on the infield. Only be a question of who's going to get it. It'll be Hemskirk. Austin Warner pitching a gem right when his team needs him. Keep forgetting Remco's a decent second baseman. He also just has ridiculous platoon splits. Scope. Strikeout victim. Valera here. Last year's batting champion, this year's batting champion, and he gets himself aboard with a 2-out single. Make that a 2-out double. Little extra speed for Breivik. Back-to-back batting titles. Last year he led the Triple Crown. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to afford even that salary, because next season, that salary is going to be pretty much our budget. Krokendonk strikes out looking, stranding the double. Dreyer popped into center field. Hemsker couldn't make the play. Here's Ditter. Full count. Inside for ball 4. Quick check-in on Warner. Fly ball to right. That's going to clank into foul territory. Krokendonk will play it on a hop. Nobody out. It's a run-scoring double from Marnix Rubin. (1-0) on the way to Nick Carmen. Grounder to second. Hemskirk holds the runners. Terrence looking sharp out there at second base. Skipper now. Line to right. Deep on the warning track. Krokendonk will make the grab. But it'll be deep enough for the runners to tag, and HCAW takes a 1-run lead. 2-0 on the way to Jandro Trump. Bouncer to first, handled by Scope. Timerman's now pitching with the lead. Mercado cracked a double last time up. Here it'll be a bouncer to the shortstop. Mercado's speed, not enough. Victor Dreyer. That guy's playing shortstop? Are we sure about this? Do you not have anyone else who could play short? Like Ditter? Okay. It's your postseason. Timerman's issues a 2-out walk to Brian Coppers. Here's Levens. And he's aboard on base on balls. 2 aboard for Jakey Josefa. Hit hard to first and up the line and fair. That's going to tie the game. Jakey Josefa on his horse. He's thinking 3. A 2-run, 2-out triple for Jakey Josefa. And the Pioneers retake the lead. Hemskirk will line it right to Ditter, but the home team retakes the lead. Van Hemert, full count. Lost him. Here's Vetterings. Runner goes, Copper throws. Stolen base for Van Hemert. Salasa's going to shoot this to the gap. That will once again tie the game. This is going to be one of those games. Just a back and forth punch counter punch sort of thing. Dreyer swings at the first pitch. Mercado charging in. 2 down. That's a wild pitch. Or a, wild pitch or pass ball. Leave that to the scorer to figure out. 3-1 to Ditter. Here's Ruben. Fly ball to left. Right at Valera. He doesn't even budge. Tied at 3s. Do we go with Lauf? Do we go with Vanderskov? Let's get someone else up. Ooh. Valera cracks this to center field. Leaping grab by Jandro Trump. That had fence tattooed all over it. Just couldn't bring it in. You know what? Let's sit down Vanderskov. Let's give Warner another inning at least. That could be extra bases. Tyrell Mercado. Second and third, 2 down for Gideon Marlin. Marlin 1 for 2 today. Lined right back to Timerman's. Oh. Ooh. No likey. Nick Harmon passed a leaping Josefa and into center field. Leadoff man's aboard. Here's Skipper. And he's plunked. Yeah, okay, let's get Vanderskov up. First and second, nobody out. Called strike 3 on Jandro Trump. A little extra mustard on that one. That'll be the end of the day for Austin Warner. Stein Vanderskov into the game. Tanuk Van Hemert's platoon advantage. Popped up center field. Mercado makes it 2 away. pinch hitter for the DH spot. We're seeing a battle of the benches here. Sherman Marlin. Is that Gideon's brother? Line to center field. Mercado ends the top of the 6th. We're still tied at 3s. Coppers, Levens, Josefa here. Coppers grounds out 2. Dreyer, 1 away. Tatum Levens. Puts a charge into this one. That's going to bounce off the wall. Extra base hit for the recently signed foreign DH. One out, runner at second for Josefa. And they will intentionally walk him to deal with Hemskirk. That'll bring up the pinch hitter, John Dito Trump. Swings and misses over strike 3. Scope, belted to center. Will hang up long enough for Jayandro Trump. Through 6, tied at 3s here in game 1 of the playoff. Trump will take a seat. It'll be Raquelbin de Castro coming in to play second base. Salasa wears this one. That'll bring up Dreyer. Tuno bunted to first. Easy play there. Scope to Van der Skaaf. Runner at second, 1 away for Ditter. And he walked him. Semlauf getting loose in the bullpen. 3-1 on the way to Marnix Rubin. Belted to center. Deep, but playable. Mercado turns around and makes a great grab. Here's the catcher, Harmon. 1-0 on the way from Van der Skaaf. Bouncer to first. Scope sends us to stretch time. Neither team willing to give an inch here. Valera gets aboard once again. Nice hitting for Breivik. That'll be the end of the day for Kai Timmermans. Timmermans? Timmermans. Alex Cantu now facing Krakendonk. Bum bum. The stopper, Franklin Van Gerp, getting loose in the bullpen. Tyrell Mercado with another extra base hit. He has been on fuego this game. And it's a triple this time. RBI triple. Okay, sit Lauf down. This is Van Gerp's game now. 1 out for Marlin. And he's going to punch this into right field to give the Pioneers a 2-run lead. A sneaky slide by Gideon Marlin turns that into a double. Copper is looking for his first hit today. He won't get it. 0 for 3 with a walk, scoring on that, and 2 strikeouts. Rough game. Here's Levens. They'll intentionally walk him to deal with Josefa. You sure about that? That's popped into third. Nice play by Salasa to end the bottom of the 7th. Franklin van Gerp. Legend in Dutch baseball. Will take over here on the mound for the last 2 innings. The Sint Maartener, not too many of those in organized baseball. Usually you see Arubans, Curaçaoans, the occasional person from the Netherlands themselves. But from the Dutch Antilles, less so. Here's Van Hemert. Will be swinging on the first pitch. Grounded to Josefa, to De Castro, on to first. Taylor-made double play. Heck of a showing there by Van Gerp. Kelvin De Castro took over at second. Loops this to center field, and that'll fall for a base hit. Leadoff single for Riquelbin. Cantu keeping an eye on Riquelbin. 1-1 on the way. Hit well to left center field. That'll clank off the wall. Another extra base hit for these Pioneers. Riquelbin holds at third. Second and third with nobody out. Stand-up double for Johnny Scope. Here's Breivik Valera. They're going to intentionally walk him to load the bases. They want to deal with Krockendonk instead. The guy who's 0 for 4. Or do we bring Hofstede in? I trust the young guy. It's your pitch, Krockendonk. Through the drawn-in infield. Krockendonk with an RBI single. De Castro scores. Everyone moves up 90 feet. Here's Mercado. 3 for 4. A strikeout victim here. Marlin. 1-2 on the way. Back-to-back Ks from Alex Cantu. So it's not going to be a true noble tiger at least, but... Coppers will ground out to the third baseman, Salasa. We get another insurance run for Van Gerp. Gerping all over the place. 2-0 on the way to Salasa. Fly ball to left, Valera. Strangely not getting lifted for Hofstede. But may not be necessary. Victor Dreyer will pop out to right field. Krockendonk will end this game, and the Pioneers take a 1-0 lead in this series. That will work. As you can imagine, there are plenty of people watching around for drops, courtesy of PTCS. Make sure you tune in to as many as you can. But of course, you could also just watch me. Not right now, then definitely in a couple hours when we bust out the grandest salami. Game 2 in the best of 5. We win late, courtesy of a 7-run outburst against Alex Cantu. Johnny Scope with a bases-clearing double. Goudot blew a head gasket, but Nyman picks up the win. Van Gerp, a 2-inning save, 4 walks. Ugh. So, Pioneers have HCAW in a headlock. It'll be Sulbaran up against Burgersdijk. In Busum, here at Rob Hoffman Valley. Really fantastic work by Flying Canuck to make these stadiums look as good as they do. Alright, double play, then a stolen base by Krokendonk. Pioneers strand a man at second. Here's JC Sulbaran looking to cement his reputation as one of the greatest pitchers in Hoofdklasse history. Good throw by Mercado, but it's offline. And Busum takes the 1-0 lead. HCAW, Honkball Club, Alan Weber. A bunt. Ruben bunts to Sulbaran, who gets a force out at second. Heck of a play there by JC. Here's Vetterings. Runners at first and second, 2 down. Dribbler back to the mound. And it's an infield single for Vetterings. Delano Salasa now with the bases full. Popped up. Hemskirk charging in. First and second now for Scope. We thinking a double steal? I'm thinking a double steal. Alright, 2-0. That one's inside. Throw down to third is late. 4-pitch walk. So we didn't need to do the double steal. Bases loaded, nobody out for Breivik. Blocked by Harmon. Good block there. On a 3-0, we ground into a double play. Why did you swing at that, Breivik? Ah. Well, we almost Noble Tigered it. Sulbaran cruising so far. Ooh, gobbled by Marlin at the line. What a play. Dum, dum, bum, bum, bum. Salasa to first. Flip to Sulbaran. Scope's been having a good postseason. Here's Dreyer, 1-0. Lined to Hemskirk. Postseason Sulbaran is something to behold. If you remember last year's campaign. Vas Krokendonk RBI double. Here's Mercado. Through the infield. Ooh. Van Hemert couldn't come up with it. Runners at the corners, 1 out for Gideon Marlin. Let's avoid a double play here. Mercado, 3rd stolen base of the series. Salasa's got 5 on the postseason. Yikes. That's popped up center field. Burgersdijk might just wriggle out of this one. Here's Coppers. Hit hard to 3rd. Salasa across the diamond. Pioneers still lead 1-0. And we're just going to let Sulbaran take this one all the way to the house. 56 pitches on 6 innings. Three and 1 on Hemskirk. Walked him. Alex Cantu, victim of the last few games. Once again, loses the strike zone. Poor guy. Valera, 2-2 on the way. Shot deep to right center field. That could clear the bases. Breivik Valera thinking three. It's a 3-run, 1-out triple. And the home fans are letting HCAW know they are not happy. Krakendonk will scoop up the easy RBI, making it 6-1. Mercado swings and misses for the second out. And Marlin will pop us up on the infield, but the damage is done. Pioneers lead 6-1 through 6.5. Delano Salasa might be given a run back for HCAW. Throw home. Not in time. Skipper comes in. 0-2 on the way to Victor Dreyer. Wormburner to second. Hemskirk makes short work of that. Pioneers still by 4. Heading into the top of the 8th. Oh dear. Let's get Van Gerp up. Corners are in here. 1-2 on the way from Sulbaran. Big strike out of Harmon. Skipper. Popped up. Valera in foul territory. What a grab. That's a reminder to get Ole Hofstedt in after Valera's next at bat. 2-1 on the way to Giandro Tromp. And Sulbaran digs his way out of the mess. We're going to keep letting him go. Van Gerp is loose just in case. First and second for Mercado. 2 down. That will end the top of the 9th. Sulbaran going for the complete game. He's only got 90 pitches. Ole Hofstede enters the game as the new left fielder. Van Hemert gets his way aboard. Leadoff single. Here's Vetterings. Grounder up the middle. 1 away. Good play by Josefa. Hoo-hoo. Let's sit down, Van Gerp. Salasa, full count. First walk issued by Sulbaran all day. Dreyer will send this into center field. Tying run is at the plate in Ray Patrick Ditter. Trust our guy. Nope. All right, let's get Van Gerp in. Tried to nose him over the line. Oof. If we lose this one, you can blame me. 2-1 on the way to Sherman Marlin. Grounder to second. They'll go home for one. Throw to first. In time! 4-2-3 double play. And the Pioneers sweep. HCAW heading to the Holland Series. Well now. That was close. Terrell Mercado wins playoff MVP, going 8 for 15 with 4 RBI. So in Hoofdklasse, the real playoffs, starting next week, Neptunus versus Pirates, HCIW versus Twins. So Oosterhout actually doing better in real life than they've done here in my game. Also helps to see that I've got the stadiums backwards. It actually needs to be 1-1-1-1-1 going forward. Is it going to be a rematch with the Penguins, or will Neptunus come back? Nope, it'll be a rematch with the Penguins. Back-to-back shutouts by the Pengies. A no-hitter by Junior Giorgeni Casimiri in the postseason. Wow. 2 walks from perfection. It does not get better than that. Giorgeni Casimiri from The Hague. Pending free agent, no less. And then Bernardo Flores pitches a 4-hitter complete game shutout. Back-to-back shutouts. So, the Holland Series will be a rematch of last season. Pioneers versus Penguins. I don't want to rush Van Doorn back. This may be a shorter stream than I thought. Austin Warner goes the distance. 5 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. That's got to be... Oh, that's... He gives up 8 walks. Oof. Ooh. Only players who didn't get walks were Hemskirk and Josefa, and they still got on base. Game 2, the no-hitter pitcher Casimiri up against Goudreau. 18-5 your final. Penguins take it to us. Hulsbergen with a grand slam. Yielded. And Lauf gives up a home run. Oh, man. Tied at 1s. Heading off to RCH. Where is RCH Penguins play? In Hempstead. Okay. Pioneers win 8-5. Bernardo Flores Jr. gives up a bases-clearing double to Gideon Marlin. Sulbaran, again in the postseason, guts it out. Van Doorn healthy, but do we really want to call him up in the middle of a postseason? I don't think we can. A 5-run 8th. Van Gerp gives up a bases-clearing double. And RCH ties this series up at 2. Yes, I know Van Doorn can come off the IL. I can't do anything with him, though. Can I just send him to the reserve roster? No. Game 5. We walk it off in the 10th, Breivik Valera. Courtesy of a 4-run comeback in the bottom of the 8th, too. Losica. Barrett blows it. Farley takes the loss. Goudreau pitches 8 effective innings. Okay. Now, because I don't have an RCH ballpark, we're going to have to sim the potential clinching game. No, they tie it up. We head for Game 7. If you remember correctly, I think we swept last time. This one's for all the marbles. Warner versus Rosario. Game 7 of the Holland series. Warner in a bit of a jam. 1-2 on the way. Collins, grounded to Scope. Out of it. Second and third with nobody out for Tommy Carmen. Popped up to center field. Mercado, not deep enough to run on. He's got Gabriel Elizondo. 3-0 on the way from Warner. Bases loaded. Radley Leguito. Back to the pitcher's mound. They'll go home for one. Throw to first. In time! Oh no, not in time. We did get the runner at home, though. Junior Martina, the shortstop. And that's going to give the Penguins the early lead. A 2-run, bases-loaded double for Junior Martina. Here's Shervian Newton. 1 for 1 today. Strikeout victim. Rosario has pitched a lot better this game than last time. Scope standing at second. Valera with a strikeout. That doesn't happen often. Crockendonk. Line to right field. That'll fall for a base hit. Scope will hold at third. Here's Mercado. Popped up to left. Might be deep enough. Ayubi will make the grab. Marlin 2-0. Pop fly to right. That's not going to do anything. Warner gives up a RBI triple. Junior Martina is carrying this team on his back. He's got vengeance on his mind. Throw from Mercado will be offline. And it's 4-0 RCH. Let's go get Slbaran loose. We don't have another game after this. Coppers with a wild pitch. Levens watches strike 3 go past. Ay, ay, ay. Josefa lines right to the second baseman, Radley. And Hemskirk strikes out. So Coppers is stranded. JC Sulbaran. Ooh, Valera injured. Knee tendonitis. Let's put in Hofstede. We were gonna sub him in anyway. All that offense and it's just gone poof. At least make him work for it and go to the bullpen, you know? Yeah, Hofstede will remain in the game as the new left fielder. Slbaran's doing his best. Pioneers are running out of outs. We've only got 6 of them. Thanks, Nosbase. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're going to let Hemskirk pitch here. Rosario's been dealing today. Yeesh. Here's Scope. 0-2 on the way. Drill to center field. That's going to hang up long enough for Elizondo. Hofstede, 2 down. High drive. Deep to right center field. Ole Hofstede with a home run. I think that's his first all season. Yeah, first home run. Ole Hofstede. Ole, ole, ole. Barrett Losica into the game now. Von Gerp getting loose just in case. Sulbaran says, I got this. Fly ball to right. Krockendonk misplays it. Oh dear, that's a triple. Oh, double thrown at it. Okay. All right. The hole gets deeper. Barring calamity, I think this is our season. Why were you swinging on 3-0, Gideon? Oy, oy, oy. Last man up is Coppers. That'll fall through the wickets. Levins, full count. Inside for ball 4. Tying run still nowhere in sight. Here's Jakey Josifa. Swing and a miss, and the RCH Penguins have won the Holland Series. Trying to figure out if they've ever won a championship. A lot of Neptunus, a lot of Pirates. Some Kinheim. Yeah, this is a first championship for the RCH Penguins. Congrats to them. Rough way to end the season. Kareem Ayubi picks up the MVP, going 7 for 18 with 3 RBI. Playing some decent outfield. Not bad for the minor league signing. That's rough. Anyways, while the game thinks I'm going to rehydrate, be right back, folks. All right. Don't pump my tires too much, man. Okay. Tyrell Mercado has opted out of his contract and will attempt free agency at the age of 27. Ah! Balkak, thank you for the follow. I know what your name's trying to be. I'm not going to let it be that. Yeah, we don't have prospects in this game. Not really. So, as Psycho Ducko has pointed out here on the channel, the whole concept of budgets in this game, in this league, is not supposed to be that way. This league barely makes any money, so we are going to be bidding adieu to Tatum Levins and Giandido Tromp. We're going to keep Coppers because I like him. But with all these players about to make... And we'll let Bolivar go too. We got Coppers. We don't really need Edouard Bolivar. That way he can go get another job. Ditto for Eric Mendez. Like, Josefa is probably going to be the most expensive player on our roster going forward. We're not going to be able to afford $193,000. There's no money in this league. So, what we're going to do. First off, I'm going to save. We do have the draft coming up. And I also have to do the promotion up and down. Actually, let me hop into commish mode and take care of that first. So, yeah, I'm also going to organize it so that we got the right teams in the right spots here. So, the Storks are heading down to Eerste Klasse. Coming up, the Wassenaar Greens. Heading down to Tweede Klasse, Bad Hovendorp Pancratius and the Cromenie Chrome Tigers. Taking their places in Eerste Klasse, the Textown Tigers and Amsterdam Quick. Might need to do some edits on the division names, but we'll manage. Heading down to Derde Klasse, the Zwijndrecht Warthogs and Breda Jekka. Taking their spots, the Arnhem Rhinos and the Eindhoven PSV. Doot. And there they are, the Wassenaar Greens, making their Honkbal Hoofdklasse debut. And if you're wondering, did I make uniforms for these folks? You better believe I did. These are available on the Out of the Park forums. I have a thread where I keep all my Honkbal uniforms. Along with jersey fonts. You can get the Rosmalen Griffins. You can get the Den Haag Storks. Griffins survived, by the way. I'm impressed. Sorry, folks. People messaging me about the upcoming GPBO draft. My second stream today. That one will be at 4 p.m. Eastern. All right, what was I going to do? I was going to update the financials. So, nobody makes this much money. Nobody. In Hoofdklasse. So we're going to be cutting the ticket baseline. We're going to be cutting down the media and merchandising. There's a soft cap? Oh, I was not aware. And we're going to cut everyone's salaries. Just decimate them. Refresh. So teams will still be able to make money. We're going to have to cut the budget, though. I may just cut every team's budget manually. Yeah, that looks closer to accurate. All right, let's save again. I don't want to assign fictional contracts, because then that's just going to reset everyone who's about to become a free agent, which is most of the league. All right, let's take a look at... Our budget's been cut down to 570,000. That looks about right. Good news is that all the contracts have already been decreased for the minimum wagers. Now I'm wondering if I cut them too much. Maybe let's double the player quality. There we go. That's more like it. These now guys are getting some cash. And Josefa's going to be at the top of the pay grade. I mean, yeah, probably getting paid too much, but... I want to end up so that teams are just making, like, barely any money. And then we got to drop this down for the rest of the leagues. So let's also update Hoofdklasse to be AAA. Here's the Klasse to be AA. Tweede Klasse to be single A. And then Derde Klasse to be rookie. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I also got to move Eindhoven PSV over into Pool B. Their actual pyramid has been set up. So without being able to offer extension... Oh, I can't offer extensions. Okay, so... we got to spend some money to make sure we actually have a team for next year. We're looking at $180,000 in payroll because of Josefa and Holzbergen. I may have made some critical errors in judgment. Oh boy. But that's the way this league is. There's no money in it. Which also means we need to update the other leagues. But that's not going to be exactly exciting television, so I'll try to be quick. Well, that's not one I've gotten in a while. Let's see. What have I been... That would make it more exciting, but it would also make it harder to focus. Okay, there we go. So, looks like Eerste Klasse is not going to make any money, but Hoofdklasse will. Trying to think, what do I feel like singing today? I have been listening to the Struts a lot lately. There is that, there was a concert I went to a little while ago. You want to talk about bands that aren't even in my vocal range, though? That's one of them. All right, one that's been stuck in my head: Queen, "The Millionaire's Waltz." Bring out the charge of the Love Brigade. There's spring in the air once again. Drink to the sound of the song parade. There's music and love and... Oh boy, I'm way out of my vocal range. Never mind. Not that one. Okay. Second plan. Let's see what I mean about focus. I just lost it. Maybe some Great Big Sea. Well, it was on this Monday morning, and the day been coming fine, to the Harbor Grace excursion for the boys to have a time. But just before they took the gangplank from the pier, I saw so fellow haul my wife aboard to volunteer. Oh me, oh my, I heard me old wife sigh. Oh me, oh my, I think I'm gonna die. Oh me, oh my, I heard me old wife say, I wish I'd never taken this excursion around the bay. There, at least I got through a chorus. Man, I gotta be more prepared for that. Good grief. Now this looks more like it. Nobody makes money in this sport. got the coaching amount correct. Basically, we're taking every single salary and cutting it by 5. Or dividing it by 5. Yeah, we're actually making, improving the budget of some Derde Klasse teams. Okay, we have budgets now. How are we going to be able to afford a team next year? Improve team stats. Let's... How the hell did our expenses get to be $9 million last year? Did we just lose all the art back in 2026? What happened? I'm just going to chalk that up to our... let's accept this swap. Van de Klooster does like me. But as you can see, the budget numbers have been wildly weird. I'm positive we did not have a budget of 170 grand in 2026. Alright, I can stop acting as commissioner. And start looking at who from the team I want to keep. I wouldn't mind keeping Vigers around. I do like Vigers. So Barnes going to become a free agent. We still got Hemsker, Krakendonk, Lauf, Burleson. Yeah, how the heck are we going to be able to afford Mercado is the question, and I don't think we can. Ooh, that's not good. That Josefa contract is going to burn me. Then again, I won't be the only one completely sunk on money. Just get me to free agent and let me see how bad it is. Hey, we won manager of the I won manager of the year. Not bad. Pretty successful calendar year between winning the championship last year and the pennant this year. Falke van Doorn wins pitcher of the year. He's going to be a big part of our team next season. And that's with getting injured. And Tyrell Mercado wins MVP. So someone is going to pay him money. It sadly will not be us. Let's see how bad it is. Maybe we do give everyone a little bit of a cash boost. Maybe assigning fictional financials was a mistake. We only have 13 people under contract. I mean, Van Doorn, Lauf, and De Graaf can do, like, decently. Maybe I should have given up on Coppers as well. So we got Hofstede, Krakendonk. We need a center fielder and a third baseman. Let's look at the I want to make sure that when it comes to hunk ballers, yeah, we got to make sure that anyone from Curacao, Aruba, St. Martin, they all get the Dutch second nationality, so they count as a domestic player. You can only do that in the commish mode. Okay, let me think. I want to look at all players. Okay, we're good. Now let's go to the free agents list. And look at a third baseman. See who we can afford. Oh dear. Maybe we need to create a second round in the draft. Or give everyone back their money. Of course, I've already saved the game a few times, so I can't increase the cash we have. I mean, there's making it hard on me, and then there's whatever the hell I just did, so... Let's get to the dev lab, at least. See if we can get some improvements out of the players we still have. And, of course, I took too long to do this, and we can't do any long programs anymore. Great. We're going to have to wait and see if we can get, maybe we trade Coppers and go with Geisbertha as our backup catcher? I don't know. But this, again, simulates the real league. Barely anyone has money. Oh, sure, now Marlon's figured out he's done with the Guru. And he heads to Osterhout on a 3-year deal. We could have kept him. Didn't have the money. Hopefully our owner decides to give us a budget improvement. Either that or we gotta be real patient like. Oh yeah, Eliuris Montero's back from Japan. Let's also add in here, signability is not impossible. That's important. I'm worried I broke my save. Time will tell. If we end up getting relegated, that's a clue. See if there's anyone on the trading block even. No. Take a look at the finances report. Does anyone even have money? Okay, so Osterhout was smart and has money, but Busum and Curacao and Rosemalen, bunch of teams are up a creek, but they probably have players under contract. Yeah, they do. And we don't. So they're going to be very good, and we are going to not be very good. No improvement. Hey, outstanding for Miles Burleson improving his outfield range. There's our center fielder. Whoops, I just forgot I'm still in commish mode. Hee hee, haha, oop. There we go. So now let's get Coppers in to improve his infield defense, because we can do that. Josefa couldn't improve his infield, that's fine. We need a third baseman, we need another outfielder. And pitchers. We're going to have to sign all of them on minor league deals because we don't have money. Oh, hang on a second. Brady Hill, two-way guy? Brady Hill, two-way guy, and he'd be willing to sign. That's not nothing. Whoops. Okay, so sorting by demand does not seem to actually work. All right, another two-way dude, Caden Markham. Actually looks pretty decent. Yeah, let's offer him a deal. Now we just need a third baseman. Nando van Klink. Gotta love some of the names. Perther Morse. Irving van Kemp. Xendion Kelkboom. I mean, any of these guys would be decent. We only get one draft pick per team, and that's part of getting promoted. That's our promotion incentive. All right, let's see what's been going on. Well, I'm glad the game saved. Wouldn't be a Sweegie stream without a crash. I have less than 0 luck with that. And if you're wondering, hey, where's Mob Your Bob? Come back in a week. Alright, so let's try going ahead to the draft pool again. There we go. And we got some South Africans here from Bloemfontein. Duecha Einrun. So let me go possible honks. Make sure that everyone here has dual citizenship. And these folks will be available for signing by us and other teams. So this is going to be a fun fun draft. We're protected to take Perry Zvier. Might be a little raw. I do like the idea of a big center fielder. We only get one pick. Adding another pitcher would be nice. All right, Caden Markham becomes our first ever two-way player. From Paola, Kansas. Now we just need a third baseman and we can field a team. I'd rather have DeGraff in the bullpen and Markham in the rotation. Yeah, the days of being able to afford a Franklin Van Gerp are long past us. Oh, we got a little bit of extra money. Okay. Maybe we could bring Stein van der Schaaf back. No, he's going to head to Venep. Okay. Priorities to Sweegie. You need a third baseman. Foreign players might be our best choice. Oy, oy, oy. Someone with a 4-digit demand, maybe? Seth Keller, right. He's the other two-way dude. Actually looks pretty good. Would you be willing to go 4,500 for 3 years, and we'll make that last one a player option? Oh, he's a bullpen option. Bullpen two-way. You know what? Let's that was a dumb move. Let's retract the offer. If you're gonna do a two-way, you gotta at least be a starter. Ooh, Louis Tejeda. I could lock in on that power. Lord knows we don't have enough pop in this league. Ooh, Diego Velasquez. What if I give you 3 years? Ah, I gotta advance a day. There, now my money's back. I kind of like Diego Velasquez. Let's go 3 years at $5 grand per last year team player option. Right, let's get Caden Markham in to work on his outfield defense. Spending all that money on Ole Hofstede was an oops. That's where the money goes, though. Hey, Minerva, good to see you. All right, we have our third baseman, Diego Velazquez. We also have no money. Let's see if we can get Guys Bertha to learn a new position, just so we have a little bit more positional flexibility. Was the Vigers extension a bad idea? Maybe. You gotta run with the team that brung ya. See if Krokendon can also learn a new position. And hopefully our owner will be able to give us some extra dosh, so we can sign some pitchers. Otherwise, we're just going to end up scraping the bottom of the barrel. How are we looking on foreign players anyway? Organization, roster. We only have the two, Velasquez and Markham. So maybe we can swipe some foreign players later. Let's get to the draft and then we'll wrap up the stream session. Everyone's trying to get me on Discord right now. Copper's improved his infield, so at least we have someone who can take over first base. It looks like he's also able to play other positions, so let's get him to learn something new. It is a long off season. I don't have ghost players turned on, but thankfully we rarely deal with like injuries or alright, Case Bertha learning first base. Krokendonk at second? Okay. Scope goes to the oh, the Twins are just making out like bandits. Clotita, Harkson, Scope, the Freak, Mercado. Osterhout wants to win next year. Eric Mendez. Busum's spending way too much money on Malcolm Schouten. On the one hand, it's good to see the Twins performing or playing a role in the world of free agency. On the other side, yeah, we don't have the money for it right now. I'd much rather save my shekels and see if we can sneak some guys in as minor leaguers. That way they get paid minimum. Alright guys, Bertha has learned first base. Awesome. Let's begin. The Rosmalen Griffins will be taking Rafael Ortega, the big pitcher, 90-grade changeup. Aye-hee-hee. Kinheim will be adding Greg Morris from Aruba. The Twins taking Silvio Bloch, the catcher. HCAW, Benny Vanderkooi. Love that name. The Greens welcome to Hofetklasse, Rudolph Peters, 4-pitch mix college player. For Neptunus, Carol Hoagland. Lots of room to grow for Carol. For the Penguins, they take Luke Roovers. And we have the pick of the litter here. Let's make sure we go with the filter to filter out the negative personalities. John Yamarillo as a bullpen arm is an option. Enrique Soler as a starting pitcher is an option. Harm Sprong. Ooh, love the pitch mix. Okay, maybe we go Sprong. My scout thinks we should take Brandon Greaves, the shortstop. I mean, if anything, middle infield is one of our strongest spots, so I don't feel like we need to do that. And some of these guys will be available afterwards. So it's between Soler and Sprong. Soler definitely has the higher ceiling, but also the lower stamina. We're going to go with Enrique. And just like that, the rest of the players will be available as free agents. So which means we can move Lauf out of the rotation and into the pen. Some much needed help there. Okay, Keller's willing to negotiate. Still not interested in bringing in a foreign reliever, even if he is a two-way dude. We are gonna have to scrape the barrel just a little bit. We're still sitting 8th in player payroll, though. Let's look at the honks. I mean, Van Gerp could probably fit into our budget. I don't want to lose everyone that we had. Oh, Sprong might be available. This is also how you can filter it down so that your minor leagues, your lower level leagues can still have players. Just got to over-generate for your team. Ah, the Penguins. All right, Brian Copper's learned left field. He looks like he's really good at left. Not bad. I mean, he's still more valuable as a catcher, but it's good to know that if we need to sub someone, Coppers can figure it out. Sherman Marlin also joins the Twins. Osterhout is just buying themselves a club. Adding Naut Kragt from the Pirates is also an interesting move. All right. Harm Sprung joins the pitching staff. Which I guess means Markham does move to the bullpen. So Van Doorn, Soler, Sprung. With Markham as our closer, or stopper. And then we got Lauf, Hulsbergen, De Graaf, and Hogendorn. That looks a little better. Considering our usual roster size is 22. Let's get people in to do a whole bunch of learn new positions too. Burleson as our center fielder is less than ideal, but the alternative is Mercado, and Mercado's not with us anymore. He signed with the Twins. Shouldn't have opted out of your deal, dude. Oh, Josefa learning right field. Okay. Yeah, let's let Ole figure it out. Alright. That, I think, is about going to do it for our stream session. See there the remaining contracts we have. It's rough going. It's going to be an odd year next year. Trying to figure all this out. I'm going to take a 20-minute break. You'll see me again in 20 minutes with the Grandest Salami 2020 or 2040 first year draft. How many lotteries are there going to be? Time will tell. See you in 20 minutes, folks. Oh, yeah, Firage, do your usual thing. Thanks.